Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will discuss the 5 steps involved with an application process at Amanah Islamic Finance. The first step of the application process entails an initial interview with one of our consultants, wherein we discuss your intent and purpose of obtaining finance. That is, whether you're wanting to purchase a new property for owner-occupied or investment purposes, or whether you're wanting to refinance an existing mortgage on an investment property or an owner-occupied property. During this first stage, we also obtain information about your personal circumstances with regards to your family, income, assets, liabilities, etc. This helps us to establish your borrowing capacity. With regards to income and employment, we accept full-time, part-time, and casual employment under TFN with an employer. We also accept employment and income from self-employed activities as long as you're able to provide 2 years tax returns and other supporting documentation. Finally, we are able to obtain information from you and give you a proposal which suits your needs best. During this interview, whatever information we have collected will be used for the later stages, and this interview can happen over the phone with one of our consultants or in person at our Melbourne office. The second step of the application process involves submission of an application form for finance and as well providing supporting evidentiary documentation. Supporting documentation can be subjective to everyone's personal circumstances, and it includes providing evidence for income, assets, liabilities, deposit, equity, etc. As an example, some credit card statements, if you have a mortgage, part mortgage statements, etc. are required to be provided at this stage. We will also need to see bank statements and anything else that we require to prove your income, assets, liabilities. The third stage of the application process is where the outcome of the application is communicated with the customer. So once you have submitted an application, you will obviously be required to make an application fee payment to start the application process. Once we submit the application to our financiers, they take 3 to 5 business days to come back with an outcome on the application. Now, with the outcome, if you have been successful, you will receive a conditional approval or a pre-approval. This conditional approval or pre-approval will be subject to valuation of the property that you're wanting to purchase or refinance, and this will be valid for 90 days. Once that 90 days has expired, you will be required to provide some additional documentation as deemed appropriate. However, within 6 months, if you still haven't found a property, you will be required to submit a complete new application. The fourth step of the application process is where the property valuation is done and a final and unconditional offer for finance is provided. Now, if you're refinancing, it's quite straightforward. The valuation is ordered immediately after you're given your pre-approval. However, if you're buying a new property, it is at this stage that you will need to go for a property and hunt for that property. You can attend several different sales platforms. You can go for auctions, private sale, fixed sale contracts, etc., as long as you're bidding and making an offer within the budgetary limits set out in the conditional approval. Now, the final approval is provided within 3 business days of a successful valuation. Further documentation may be required to be provided by you at this stage. The fifth and the last step of the application process is the settlement. After the final approval is granted, our solicitors will prepare and post out mortgage documents to you by post. If you're purchasing a property, it is at this stage that you will need to obtain independent legal advice by appointing your own conveyancer or lawyer who will assist you with interpreting the mortgage documents, finding out how much you need to pay in stamp duties and other costs, and also, finally, settle. If you are refinancing, you're not required to appoint a conveyancer. However, you must have applied for discharge of the property at this stage, and you must have returned the mortgage documents with everything else required back to our solicitors. That was all the 5 steps of the application process. If you have further questions or require further information about application or any other information about Amanah, please feel free to call us at 1300-262-624 to discuss further with one of our consultants. Thank you.